Do you ever catch yourself automatically taking the blame, especially when deep down you know it's not really your fault? If that's you, of course you're not alone. But I want to say it's not just people pleasing or trying to keep the peace. There's something here we need to look at, and that is the power of shame. Shame wires us to turn blame inwards. And part of healing is reclaiming something we've often lost along the way. That's our healthy anger. I'm Jennifer McKeever. I'm a somatic psychotherapist and trauma educator. And through my work, I help people heal from trauma and toxic shame. It's really my passion. So recently, someone wrote to me after watching some of my YouTube videos on shame, and what they shared really moved me. They described how different ways of being shamed had impacted them throughout their life. Things like feeling like they're behind in life, they're somehow a late bloomer, feeling that they were the target of jealousy from one of their parents, experiencing shame when they wanted something good for themselves because other people told them that that makes them selfish, and even being shamed for positive traits like being curious, being sensitive, being talented. And they wrote asking, how do I heal from these different types of shame? And as I read their words, I was really touched by their honesty, the courage it takes to name these experiences, to be willing to feel into them and then want to work with them rather than hide from them. And as I sat with their message, I noticed a pattern. And maybe you see it here too. Every one of the examples reflects someone else's judgments, whether it was their parents, the bullies, or what society says we have to be or do by a certain timeline in order to be lovable, to be on track in life. And then there's the pain and shame of taking in those other judgments into ourselves and believing them to be true. And different experiences of shame, of course, but same root. And that root is the heart of toxic shame. Shame tricks us into seeing ourselves through the eyes of others who are critical, who are judgmental, especially through the eyes of people we depended on most when we were children. And here's the thing. When we're kids, we don't have the power to push back and say, no, you're wrong about me. What we do have is an incredibly deep and fundamental need to stay connected. And so it is safer to turn the blame inwards. If it's my fault, maybe I can change, and then maybe they'll love me. If I'm the bad one, if I take on the family's shame and don't fight back, maybe then I can be a part of this family. This is not weakness. It is real survival wisdom. It's also our nervous system making a deal. And the deal is, if I take the shame, I'll take the blame. If it keeps me safe, if it keeps me close, if it gives me a chance, a survival chance. But there's a real cost here. To take on that blame, we have to silence something essential, our healthy anger. Now, anger, I know it has a bad reputation. We think of yelling, of conflict, of destruction, but that's not healthy anger. Healthy anger is protective. It's life energy. It's that spark, that energy that rises up when something does not feel right inside, and often comes more from our body and our guts than our mind. And it's that energy that allows us to say no, that lets us say that's not okay, or lets us say this is about you, not me. Healthy anger is compassion in action. It says, I am worth protecting. But if we've had to turn that anger against ourselves over and over, blaming ourselves for others, people's failures to love you, to protect you, to respect you, shame takes its place. And of course, this doesn't just happen to us in childhood. We see it play out every day in life. If somebody doesn't text you back, do you automatically think, what did I say? What did I do wrong? Or do you stop and consider, I wonder what's happening in their life that they're not getting back to me. Maybe there's something wrong for them. Maybe they're just not a really good communicator. At work, your boss ignores a contribution, something you say, something in a meeting, do you think that's disrespectful and I don't like it? Or does your inner critic go on with you're not good enough, what you said was stupid? Shame makes self-blame automatic. It has it on speed dial, for those of you who are old enough to know what speed dial is. But just because it's automatic does not mean it's true. So here's something you can try next time you notice yourself doing that automatic pattern of taking on the blame, because it is a pattern, it's a reflex. Ask yourself, is there another explanation here that does not make me the problem? Step one. Step two, write down 3 statements that your healthy protective anger would want to say if you're not the problem. Maybe it would say, that's not okay, or I deserve respect, or no, I don't like this and I don't agree. And then step 3, if you're willing, is to ground it through your body so you can feel it. So with that, you want to place your feet on the floor. You want to lengthen your spine, let your head be upright, and look at those messages on your piece of paper and say them out loud and feel what that's like in your body. And now to the person who wrote me that email, I want you to hear this. Nothing of what you shared makes you unworthy or defective or unlovable. Every one of those experiences reflects other people's limitations, not your value. And the fact that you can name them now, that's already breaking the cycle. You're bringing consciousness, awareness, and compassion into very painful places that make us want to hide. That's real strength. And for all of us, toxic shame wants us to believe the problem is always us. And healing shame means reclaiming our voice, our boundaries, and ultimately our worth. You, me, no one is here to twist ourselves into someone else's version of lovability. You are here to live in the truth of your own worth. And sometimes that begins with the simple phrase, this is not about me. I am not shameful. How I was treated was shameful. And the shame actually belongs to them. So I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below. When have you caught yourself defaulting to self-blame? And what supported you to see the situation differently? Please share, because I know that your wisdom, that your story is exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. Thank you. Thank you for being here.